Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Who is the Alpha Superhero / Villain. Okay, so this is how it works. We place a random superheroes and villains and assign them a number between 2 and 12. A computer program rolls a pair of dice twice and decides which superheroes and villains will be facing off. Now let's take a look at our 11 contestants. We have Bane, followed by Carnage, the Green Lantern, Joker, Mr. Freeze, Wolverine, Captain America, Thor, and Wonder Woman. Now, if you're wondering why some of the superheroes have X's over them, it's because they have already been done in a previous video. If you have not seen those previous videos, there will be a link at the end with the captions that you can follow to see the previous video. Now, let's roll the dice and select our first superhero / villain. A 2 was rolled, so that means Bane will be fighting in this battle. Now, let's roll the dice one more time and decide who will be Bane's opponent. Since a 3 was drawn, Carnage will be Bane's opponent for today. The following clip I found from Spider-Man the Animated Series, and it shows Carnage using his true powers, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, we recall replicating. Our flame-headed friend sent us to get this. Call us Carnage. Carnage? There's another symbiote? Sorry to interrupt the reunion. We hoped we'd run into you again. You know me? Cassidy! Think of the damage we can do now, man! You were that bro. You've got to go through me. With pleasure. Well, what are you waiting for? Why did Dormammu send you? Didn't he trust us? Eddie! Ashley, you're just a sentimental old fool. Dad, and we've got to do everything ourselves. The party's not over yet, freak. It wasn't that funny. I don't give up that easily. I'm sorry. We could leave you now. We've done our job. But we want a bonus. Dad! Ready for some father-son quality time? Between the two of us, there won't be enough left of Spider-Man to fit in a map.
Now, let me tell you a little bit about Carnage and his history. Cassidy was a sick little kid. He killed his grandmother as a child by pushing her down the stairs. He also tried to kill his mother, who accused him of being a little murderer. But when his father defended him, Cletus did not defend his father in court. So Cassidy's dad went to jail, and Cassidy's mother gave up all rights to him. So he became an orphan. And an orphan, he was abused and teased. So whoever abused and teased him, Cassidy later killed him. And eventually he burnt the whole orphanage down to the ground. As he grew older, Cassidy was sent to jail for several murders. He was forced to share a cell with Eddie Brock, aka Venom. One day, Eddie Brock's symbiote went to go fuse with him again to become Venom. Upon escaping the jail, part of his symbiote left an offspring, a little part of the symbiote which fused with Cassidy. Cassidy then became Carnage. The first appearance of Cletus Cassidy was in Amazing Spider-Man number 344 of March 1991. The first appearance of Cletus Cassidy as Carnage was in the Amazing Spider-Man number 360 of March 1992, almost a year later. He was created by David McClaney, Eric Larson, and Mark Bagley. Now let's take a quick look at Carnage's strengths. Carnage has strength that is greater than both Spider-Man and Venom combined. He also has all of Spider-Man's abilities, such as the ability to shoot spiderwebs, but unlike Spider-Man, Cassidy can shoot it from any part of his body. Lastly, he has the ability to transform his body into weapons. As you saw in the video, he transformed his own arm into an axe axe, which is just as sharp and deadly as a real one. Now let's take a quick look at Carnage's weaknesses. Like any symbiote, Carnage has a weakness to loud subsonic sounds, high-pitched noises, etc. But, uniquely, this symbiote is weak to fire. Now moving on to Bane's history. Now, Bane grew up in the Caribbean Republic of Santa Prisca. It's a fictional island that does not exist. He grew up in jail with his father, where his father was imprisoned for several crimes. However, when his father managed to escape, the government decided that Bane would have to live out his father's incarceration. In jail, Bane read many books as possible. He worked out a ton and learned multiple fighting techniques. His first appearance was in Batman Vengeance of Bane. The following is a clip gathered from Justice League Doom 2012. In the clip, we see the peak of Bane's true potential.
Didn't I bury you alive? That's where you made your mistake. I won't repeat it.
Bane has subhuman strength, especially while using the Venom Serum. He has strength that can even rival Superman's, along with great speed and quick reflexes. Now let's take a quick look at Bane's strengths. Now in most TV shows and movies you'll see, Bane isn't pictured as a genius. He's more of brute strength, but contrary to those TV shows and movies, Bane has an actual photographic memory. He's a genius level. He is already super fast and super strong, but he uses a Venom Serum, which is like a bunch of steroids that go into his system that not only makes him stronger, but it also makes him faster. Now onward to Bane's weaknesses. Now, Bane uses the Venom Serum, as I've said before, and this causes him to have subhuman, ultra-powerful strength and ultra-powerful speed. However, he doesn't use this in the movie The Dark Knight Rises. I don't know why he doesn't, but he just doesn't. Now, in most comic books and TV shows, whenever Batman or anyone who fights Bane pulls out the tubing that produces the venom, he shrivels up and loses most of his strength, and he falls unconscious, causing that to be such a huge weakness that a simple pulling of a tube can defeat you. That's just not good, Bane.
Beaten! Now I will break you!
Now let's take a look at some advantages and disadvantages these two opponents have against each other in the battle. Some of the advantages Carnage has over Bane in this battle is speed, strength, and the ability to transform his body into a weapon. Now, some of Carnage's disabilities are that he is sensitive to high-pitched sounds and fire, and also that he is so crazy and mentally unstable that he loses control and the symbiote takes over all the time. Now, some of the advantages Bane will have is his genius intellectual level, allowing him to come up with good tactics and strategies to fight Bane. And also, if he uses enough of that Venom Serum, he will become stronger than Carnage. Now, some of the weaknesses Bane will have in his fight is that unless he uses such a massive amount of Venom, Carnage is so strong that Bane is literally maybe not even capable of getting to Carnage's level. Also, Carnage has immense speed. And lastly, with such high speed, flexibility, and power, Carnage could easily just pull the plug on Bane's Venom, and that's it for him. Now let's take a quick look at some possible scenarios throughout this fight. Now let's say Bane has already a plan set in motion to fight Carnage. Then Bane, much like he did in the very first comic book, he'll stalk Carnage, learn his moves, learn his techniques, his weaknesses, his strengths. And when they fight, Bane will already have either a high-pitched, high noise-making device, or he will have a way to create so much fire that the symbiote will automatically lose. However, if it was a random fight and Bane and Carnage just happened to run into each other and decided to go head-to-head, Carnage would win hands down. He has speed, he has strength, he has flexibility, and the ability to throw spikes out of his fingertips just causes Bane to lose. I mean, one of those spikes hits his little Venom tube, that's it. That's game over for Bane. Now, although I know this might not be a popular choice because everyone thinks Bane's so badass, but when you think about it, with Carnage's speed and strength, he can easily, even if Bane is prepared with a bunch of fire, Carnage can just sneak up on him and pull the plug, and that's it for Bane. Bane's only true power lies in Venom. So, I'm sorry, but Carnage just beats him in any scenario. If you enjoyed any of this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any characters you would like to see go up against each other, message us and I'll do my best to incorporate those characters in my next video. Thank you for watching.
The sun goes down, the stars come out, and all that counts is here and now.